Palmdale Station deputies conducted a traffic stop after seeing a vehicle that was driving at night without its headlights on. During the traffic stop, the deputies smelled an odor of alcohol emitting from the car or coming from the car. There were also 4 females and 3 infants in the vehicle. The infants were being held in the arms of the mothers without the use of a child car seat. As a result, deputies on scene made the discretionary decision to arrest the passengers and the driver for felony child endangerment. The male driver was also arrested for driving on a suspended license and driving under the influence of alcohol. Additional deputies and a supervising sergeant arrived to assist on this traffic stop that I am describing. During the arrest of the females, a use of force occurred on 2 of the women to effect the arrest to try and gain control of the infants. One of these uses of force involved a mother and her 3-week-old infant who was refusing to let go of her child. During the encounter, a deputy punched the female twice in the face. This use of force was assigned to the Internal Affairs Bureau for an investigation shortly after this incident occurred. The event was captured on the deputy's body-worn camera, and we have released that video today, about an hour ago, before I'm standing up here talking with all of you. And we did that. One can argue, why'd you do it? From the minute I stepped into this role, I talked about transparency and the opportunities to make sure we're keeping our community in the loop or engaged. So we decided to release the video. As your sheriff, I want to speak very clearly and directly to our community about this incident that I'm describing. I found the punching of the woman in these circumstances completely unacceptable. While this incident occurred 1 year ago, before my term as sheriff began, I took swift action upon learning about this incident several days ago. I must note, and this is important, that state law precludes me from disclosing the disciplinary actions that I have taken in this matter. I have directed our Professional Standards Division to refer this incident to the District Attorney's Office for criminal consideration. The Los Angeles FBI office will also be looking into this matter that I've described. I have spoken to local elected officials, along with community and religious leaders, to discuss this incident. And I pause here for a second because in watching this video, I know my reaction when I first saw it, and I know people may react very negatively to this. So I just want to stress that it is very important, even under the most difficult times and circumstances, that we must continue to work together as a community to build bridges. Even if we have to go through some painful and candid conversations, it is absolutely my commitment, as I have met with or spoken to so many community leaders today regarding enhancing public safety, well, really focused on public trust. And again, the purpose for releasing this body-worn camera footage. But I do want to make a point as I ask our community as they watch this video to look at a couple of factors. One, I still believe this is an isolated incident that was committed by an individual that will be held accountable. Make no mistake about that. But I have said it before now, and I'll continuously repeat it again. The vast majority of our deputies and professional staff that work for this department do incredible work on behalf of the 10 million residents of this county. I have seen it. I've been here about 6.5 months, and I'm still in awe with the level of work that they do. And again, I go back to these videos, and you as our partners in the media, how you will tell this story. And I really personally have an ask, and that is that we talk about the 99% of our deputies, employees, and police officers out there who are doing amazing work. We encounter some of the most difficult scenarios or situations and chaotic situations, and they do really good work. And I'm going to challenge anybody that this job is the most difficult in this country. Trying to make both sides happy, trying to keep everybody safe. And like I said, the vast majority of the time, and it's up in the 90 percentile range, our police officers and deputies, our employees do an amazing job. And I just don't want our community to forget that you have very committed employees out there. Just a couple of other things. When I was elected to sheriff, as your sheriff, to keep our community safe, it was to bring new leadership and accountability to this department. And that's exactly what we're doing. And again, I want people to recognize that maybe in the past, maybe not, something like this body-worn camera footage would not have been released to the community. And I want to stress that that is a commitment I've made. It's not the first time I'm releasing body-worn camera footage, and that's respectful. And I'm doing that because I want to ensure that our services are respectful, empathetic, and absolutely constitutional. And this will be our standard and this is exactly what the residents of Los Angeles County deserve. So with that, I will take the first questions. Yes, ma'am.
I know that you said that you can't, law does not allow you to divulge whatever disciplinary action that you took in this case. I had heard that perhaps the deputy involved in throwing the punches had already been relieved of duty. Is that correct?
Yeah, we can talk about the fact he's not in the field, and that's about as far as I can take it. I would love to tell you what exactly steps we've taken. And I actually discussed this with county council throughout the day to figure out a way that I can speak more freely about it. But I've been advised that that's the statement that we're giving, at least for now.
That the deputy is not in the field?
That's correct.
Okay, let me ask you another question, because this occurred under your predecessor's watch, right? Under former Sheriff Villanueva's watch. This is before you came into office, this particular incident?
This incident occurred a year ago, in the month of July.
Okay, so did Villanueva take any disciplinary action, or was it you, after learning about this video, take the disciplinary action? Which one of you did it?
I cannot speak to what my predecessor did or did not do. The action that I'm describing to you today is action that I took in the last couple of days. Yes, ma'am.
Before the deputy was taken out of the field, off of field duty, was he involved in any other use of force incidents that were concerning or alarming?
We are still in the process of reviewing that aspect. And as you ask that question, and I'm sure somebody will ask, the other deputies and supervisors who were on scene, their actions will be reviewed as we move forward with continuing this investigation.
So let me ask a follow-up question. What prompted you to become aware of this particular video?
It was brought to my attention by one of our area chiefs over the weekend.
What was the genesis of that? Why did your area chief decide to bring this to
because he was extremely concerned about what he had seen on body-worn camera. And it's also important for me to say this, that as I've come into this department, again, amazing people here, but coming in as a quote-unquote outsider, you're able to look at policy, you're able to look at training, you're able to look at the systems of accountability. For example, our supervisors and managers holding our employees accountable. Those are systems that will intensify in its review as I look back on this incident and use this incident and others that have come to our attention recently to make sure that at the end of the day, one, we're providing the best training to our deputies, the best policies that not only meet but exceed national standards, but then that accountability piece. You know, are our supervisors and managers holding our employees accountable when they do something wrong? And from the very first time that I came into this job, I told people, I expect or ask our community to support good policing, but then it's incumbent on us to call out bad policing when we see it. And in a sense, I'm calling out, we are calling out by these actions, by presenting this today, that we saw an individual that we believe that the actions of one individual are problematic.
Is there any more body camera footage from his body camera, or did he have a body camera on?
Yes, every deputy that was out there had body-worn camera footage.
So how did you pick the video that you sent to us? I'm just curious. Or how?
We're trying not to send you hours of footage. And by the way, for anybody who may ask about the additional body-worn camera footage, you can PRA that, and we can put it out, and you can do your own examination. I think we are being courteous in editing it down to what the chief had originally brought to me as very concerning, and that's what we're doing here today.
I think it was just because the angle that you can see the punching it's kind of hard to see. I mean, you obviously confirmed that he landed the punches. We just can see a little part of it. So it just seems like that key clip of the video might be an important, just to release that so we can see exactly where he hit this person. Did he hit her in the face, or maybe you can describe that?
Yeah, basically what we saw, and from reading the reports, there were 2 punches to the face.
2 more questions?
And that was at the time, sir, Sheriff, that was at the time when the baby was already taken out of the hands of the lady who was being placed under arrest, when you saw the 2 punches and the video being thrown at her, how that timetable played out?
As I, going by memory, my observations were that the woman that we're talking about that was punched, she was still holding the infant in one of her arms when she was struck in the face.
So he struck the woman, presumably in that video, while she's still holding the baby in her arms.
That's what my observation was.
Sheriff,
Yes, ma'am.
you alluded to the Winco incident, or the previous incident with that same station. Specifically, was the deputy involved in this case? Was he involved in the incident involving Winco at all?
No, and they're 2 different stations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Winco incident occurred with deputies responding from the Lancaster station. This incident occurred from deputies responding from the Palmdale station. And again, I just want to reiterate, and I met with community leaders yesterday regarding the Lancaster incident, and we had a really good conversation about some challenges that are up there, but we also talked about what great work the deputies up in Lancaster are doing. That is one of the busiest stations in the entire county. Palmdale is right up there, so there's good men and women doing amazing work. People can sleep at night because they're out there working their tails off, and I really respect the work that they're doing up there in Lancaster and Palmdale.
Quick follow-up on that. Has that deputy been relieved of duty?
On the Lancaster incident, that one specific deputy, yes, he has been relieved of duty.
Sheriff, would you like to give us some comments in Spanish as well on this side?
Yeah, we will do that off to the side if that's okay.
So with this case, I know you say you can't talk about the exact disciplinary action taken, but moving forward, in your opinion, with this type of use of force, should it lead to a deputy to be terminated?
If the actions are unlawful, unreasonable, not appropriate, disproportionate, there's a bunch of different factors we look at. These incidents can absolutely lead from anywhere from training all the way from days off to dismissal. Again, accountability. The community expects us to hold our employees accountable, and that's what we'll be doing. Unfortunately, though, just like tonight, I can't talk about specific incidences. The law precludes me from doing it. It's not, I'm choosing not to, I can't. All right, thank you very much for covering this story.
Sheriff, will you identify the deputy released from Lancaster?
No, I haven't identified either deputies involved in either incident and or the individuals, the community members that were involved on the other side of the video.
But you can't confirm the one has been relieved of duty?
As in fired?
Even if they were, I couldn't say that, right? So I can tell you both deputies in both incidents have been relieved of duty. Lancaster incident and then Palmdale.
Relieved of duty, but it doesn't mean they've been fired, the one in
Which means they're not in
Lancaster.
the field, right?
They are not in the field.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.